Today's video is a quick and classic products I've hit pan on video. I have 8 new pans to share, and it's a pretty even mix of face products and eyeshadows, which are typically the most exciting to hit pan on. And the very first thing I hit pan on since my last products I've hit pan on video is a contour powder from this Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm face palette. I've been very regularly wearing this contour shade just on the very edges next to my ear and then maybe a little bit underneath this portion of my jaw. This pan is 258 wears, and if you can see, there's so much product around the edges and then a little bit of that waffle pan peeking through. I'm actually wearing the contour, the blush, and the highlight from this palette today. I've just been reaching for it a little bit more because I think this is something that I won't bring into next year with me, so I'm enjoying it while I have it. The next product I hit pan on, I've actually finished since hitting pan on it, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for my next project pan update, but it's the NYX Butter Bronzer in 01 Buttercup. I'm not really finding this on at least the Ulta website, so I don't know if they changed the name of this shade or it's just not as easily available, but yeah, I'm having trouble finding this specific shade online. I have since finished it, but I will put up a picture of what it looks like with pan, and if you want to see even more different pictures of it with pan, like me progressively finishing it, I do feature it in my current project pan, so you can see the pictures there. I've mentioned before, this is a more powdery formula that kicks up a lot. I try to be not wasteful, but I ended up hitting pan on this after 54 wears, which is pretty rare for a blush for me, for a bronzer, I mean. And then the next several pans were all eyeshadows, which is really exciting. I've been reaching for this custom palette that I created using Lethal Cosmetics singles, but I've just been trying to reach for this palette a lot more, and I'm so glad I did. It's been so fun. I love these colors, and I've hit pan on, I think, 3 of the shades from this palette. I had already hit pan on this shade here. I think this is called Ceres, but the next one I hit pan on was this shade here, which is Descent. It's a beautiful purple sparkly shade. And then after that I hit pan on Twilight, which is this slightly warmer purple sparkly shade. And then I hit pan on this shade up here, which is Genesis. This is such a gorgeous eyeshadow. You can see the pan is a little bigger on that one than the other two, just because I reach for this a lot more, even more than the other two. I've also hit pan in this shade Retrograde in the past. I'm really happy to see that this palette is very well loved because it is one of my most expensive palettes. I think I paid like $92 for all of these singles to put in this palette. Those are not the only eyeshadows that I was able to hit pan on recently. I also have pan on this eyeshadow from Sydney Grace. This is in the shade Red Chameleon. Also beautiful, I think this is a multi-chrome, or maybe it's just a duochrome, but you think it's gonna be kind of like a slate charcoal shade. But in reality, it's more of a like warm brown base with a flip to it. I don't think the camera's picking up on it. There we go. Yeah, it's got like a blue shift to it. Really beautiful and special, kind of grungy. And I'm making a really big mess, but I might as well swatch the other eyeshadows for you. So up top, you have Sydney Grace Red Chameleon. Underneath that, you have Lethal Descent. Underneath that is Lethal Twilight, and then this shade under here is Genesis by Lethal. The next two I have are blushes, which is so exciting. This one from ColourPop in the shade Flirt Alert. This was sort of like an accidental pan. I had been wearing it a lot more recently this year, and I didn't think I was close to pan because I just figured there was a ton of product in here. And I'm doing my friend's makeup for her wedding in September, and I was spraying this with alcohol. I didn't end up having her wear this blush. A different blush ended up working better with her look, but I had sanitized a bunch of my blushes to bring them as options for her trial. And when I sprayed this with alcohol, the middle part, it was so thin. I'm guessing it's because it was so thin that it did that, but it just like ballooned up and then went poof and turned into a pan. And I've been wearing it more since then, so I've definitely expanded the pan, but the actual powder in here is a lot more delicate now. So admittedly, this giant pan is not just from organic wear. Part of it was a side effect of sanitizing it. Yeah, it's a little more crumbly now. Still really nice. Like I've been wearing it a lot since I hit pan on it, and I think I may at some point try to finish it. But with how delicate it is right now in the pan, it's kicking up more powder than normal. So if I'm going to be serious about panning this, I likely will mash it up and put it in a container. Either wear it as a loose blush or repress it into this pan. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just trying to be really gentle with it while I decide. And then the next one is another spoiler for my upcoming project pan update, and that is this cream blush from the Love Glow Cheek Palette from Natasha Denona. I had mentioned that I'm very evenly wearing away at the product, and then I assumed I was really close to hitting pan, and I recently have. I'm unsure if you can see like with how reflective this packaging is, but I'm pretty sure you're able to notice how deep we are in the pan, like how low the product is all around. I love this blush. I wear it as the base of most of my powder blushes on a regular basis. I'm wearing it today. And once I finish this cream blush, I'll probably just declutter the entire palette because I'm not that crazy about this highlighter here. And that is it. 8 new pans in my collection. I would love to hear if you've hit pan on anything exciting recently, or even better, if there's a product that took forever to hit pan on. You actually never thought it was going to be happening. It was never going to be possible. And then it happened one day. That's how I feel about this contour shade, because it's kind of like a Bake Chalet formula, so it has no kick up. I really didn't think I'd ever see the day that I'd hit pan on this. And so when I finally did, it was very, very exciting and unexpected. So if you have any stories like that, I would love to hear them. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I have new pans to share in the future. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!